Introducing restorative practices in my classroom definitely made a big change with my ability to relate to the students and for the students to relate to me. When I began teaching, it was much more black and white, sort of the traditional program where I think about something goes wrong and there's a punishment, or you send the student out of class and someone else deals with it. And I found as I started implementing restorative practices that things went much better because the students knew I cared and they were able to actually connect with me and care about me as well. So by being able to ask a student a question about what was happening that day, trying to get their input on maybe why they weren't focusing in class or didn't do an assignment, I was able to get to like the deepness or inside them of what was going wrong. And it also gave me a chance to be able to sort of voice how it made me feel, and again helped the students start to think about how their actions actually have consequences that are not imposed by admin or something like that. So it created a better environment in the classroom because we both were sort of invested in each other and making things go smoothly.
Like Angie said, restorative practice really increases the amount of investment students have in not only you as their teacher, but also each other as a class. I had an instance where I had a period that was displaying some behaviors that weren't really helping us learn together, and my first instinct, because I grew up in the traditional public school system, was to just put a bunch of rules in response to the stuff I saw them doing, instead of actually talking to them about what was going on, why they thought it was happening, what they thought we should do. And I consulted my restorative practice team here and also had a look at some of the materials and realized that this would be a better situation for a circle. So we actually circled up, talked about just what we were seeing going on in that period, the impact it was having on us as people and also as us as English scholars. And the kids themselves actually came up with some of the strategies that I could use to confront this behavior and actually make it a little bit better. So, in that instance, the students actually came up with the consequences, which weren't really consequences. They were really just ways to cope with some of the things that were going on in that period. And as a result, I found that they were not only more willing to stick with that stuff because they had come up with it themselves, but they also respected me a little bit more because I was willing to sit down with them and actually ask them, hey, what's going on? Like, I see these things happening. Do you see them too? And it really brought us closer as a group. We still had things to work on, but it really made us all more invested in the class because we felt like we had worked on the solution together.